Hi guys, it's Tamika back again for another video. Welcome to my channel. If this is the first time you've seen, welcome back. If you're already a subscriber, thank you so much. So today I plan to show you how I decorate spiral notebooks. This is the type of notebook in particular that I'm planning to decorate today. I showed you that in my last video. These notebooks are available from Officeworks in Australia. Unfortunately, after I'd bought some and planned to do this video, I heard on the Facebook group that they're being discontinued. So if you do want this particular notebook, I would get in quickly. I believe they're available online too, so if they are, I'll put a link in the description box. Yeah, so I'll show you what I plan to do. I bought this A5 size and I also bought I think it was a B5 size, and this is it. So I don't know about you girls, but if I'm going to use stationery, I want it to be pretty. I'm much more inspired to use it if it does look nice. So, you know, this notebook, while very functional and very useful exactly as it is, it's not very inspiring. So this is how I like to decorate them. Now the one I'm doing today is going to be a little bit different from this one for a couple of reasons. Number one, I put 5 dividers in this one. So what I did is I used quite thin paper so that it wouldn't bulk it up too much, because, you know, when you get a spiral notebook, they don't leave you, you know, they basically have the spiral to the size of paper that they have. If you want to stick more stuff in it, it makes it harder to turn the pages. So I use thin paper. However, my laminator likes to make them sort of, sort of wavy. I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but yeah, so this time I've decided to use cardstock and only have 3 dividers. So, but we'll get to that when I show you. As you can see, I've put like a book plate on the front and I've just stamped it 2016. This is optional obviously, but it does make it look, you know, a bit more finished. You know, you could either write your name on it, or you could, if you wanted to use it as a notebook with different subjects, you could do that. Yeah. So I'll flick through and show you what I've done. The girls that sort of can figure out what I've done, they can then go ahead and take the idea and run with it. But for everyone else, they can stay tuned to find out how I did it. So I've actually made a cover for both front and the back. Then I'll open it up and show. So I've made dividers, obviously. This way you can, like I said, separate it for different subjects, or if you're going to use it as a bullet journal, I like the idea of actually being able to separate things. The bullet journal system is that you have an index and you basically just keep following on day to day. If you didn't want to use it like that, if you wanted to maybe have your monthlies at the front and then your weeklies later on, or whatever collections at the back, you could use dividers to help you do that. So that was my plan anyway. So I'll flick through and show you what each of the dividers look like, and then we'll get into the tutorial. So I've also made a, see, as you can see, they don't want to turn so well, which is why I think the 3 dividers are going to be better. So I've made a today page marker. Not sure if you can see that today up there, but probably could have done with a bigger stamp there, but I like the writing of that one, so I'll get them all clicked in. Now, as I'm not sure if I said before, but yeah, the dividers are removable, exactly the same as that. So basically I've just broken the book up into 5 separate sections pretty roughly. I didn't count pages or anything like that. So there's the second divider, there's the third, the fourth, and then the last one. I really like this paper pad. This was actually, I think it's called Come Away With Me from Audi, and the one I'm going to use today is also an Audi pad. So the good thing about it is it's actually quite thin paper, which is, I picked it for a purpose obviously, so it wouldn't be too bulky. So, and then like I said, there's your back cover as well. So without further ado, I'll get on with it. I'll start off with a list of things that you're going to need. So first off, you'll need some cardstock. I'm just using this quill board that I got from Officeworks, so any sort of white cardboard or any other coloured cardboard if you like will do. I just picked white because it would match the best with my colour scheme. You also need your decorative paper that you want to use. So I'm using this one called Daydream Wanderer. This is an Audi one. There's some really cute paper in here, like really cute. And as I said before, it's quite a, I mean it's thicker than regular paper, but it's still quite thin, so it's not going to bulk up your book too much. So we've got that. Gonna obviously need a pencil and a ruler. Pretty straightforward. You'll need some sort of glue. It could either be a glue stick, or I'm going to use this dry tape runner. Glue stick is good, but you just need to let it dry for a little bit before you laminate it, so that's something to keep in mind. So need some scissors or a paper trimmer of some sort, and then you'll also need a single hole punch. So I'm going to use this one here, but these little ones that you can get work just as well. This one just makes life a little bit easier. And also you'll need a laminator of some sort. I've got mine here. It's not probably 100% necessary. You could probably get away with just making cardstock dividers, but a laminator really makes them last, and they're not really all that expensive nowadays. I think that one I paid, I think it was only $17 from Officeworks, so you know, it's not a lot of money, and if you have a laminator you'll probably find a million and one uses for it once you've got one. So, and obviously you'll need some laminating pouches as well. Optional extras that you may need is some book plates. These ones were from Officeworks. I don't think they sell them anymore because I got them on like clearance for $2. There was 3 in here. However, another option for girls in Australia are these ones, which actually came from Kmart, and they were super cheap. I can't remember how much they were, but I was surprised at how cheap they were. So if you have a look around you should find them, but yeah, they just give it a nice finished look. Also optional is a corner rounder. Not necessary, but it does make the tabs look a bit prettier. And also some binder clips, which again aren't 100% necessary, but they will make your life easier when we get into it. I'll show you how. Oh, and of course you're going to need a notebook to decorate. So yeah, I've got this one here. I actually thought I'd just show you as another option. I found this one in Officeworks as well. It has it's actually basically the same, however it's got elastic closure, and it's also got this zip pouch at the front, which you could easily take out and maybe put it in the back so you can still see your pretty cover. So that's an option as well. Okay, to start we have to remove these covers. So you know, wire bound notebooks have these, you can actually just separate them a little bit. You don't want to pull them open too far, but you just need to pull them to be able to get the covers out. So, and you also need to take one piece of paper just to help you with your measuring and your holes. So basically just gently loosen them all, and there we go. Cover slips out just like that. Maybe not. There we go. Okay, so that's your back cover. I'm going to leave the sticker on here at the moment just so I remember which is the front and back. And then you just need to take one piece of paper as well, so it'll be the front piece from the way that they're threaded on. That's it. So we can put this away for now. So what we need to do is measure our piece of paper. Now this is A5, however sometimes notebooks they say A5 but they're not 100%, you know, exactly A5. So this one measures roughly 14.8 millimeters. So, and then if it's A5 it should be 21 centimeters, which it is exactly. So that makes life easier with your card because the cardstock's A4, and A5 is half of like an A4 folded in half basically. So at least this way you've got the width already cut, so you've only got to make one cut. So for our covers we want it exactly A5 size. So you can either measure your 14.8 or you could just line the paper up like so, and then just make a couple of pencil marks. You can either rule a line and then cut with scissors, or use your paper trimmer, which My paper trimmer, I think I need a new blade on it, so it's probably going to leave furry bits, but yeah, well, makes life easier. So I'll just line that up. Probably best to get the blade at the end first and cut. Now, as you can see, this is actually a tiny bit smaller. The paper's actually a tiny bit smaller, so you just need to trim off another bit there. However, I've already cut the two covers, so we don't have to worry about that. To make the dividers, I actually have added an extra centimetre. So I'm only making them 1 centimetre wide, the tabs. Normally, if I'm making dividers for a binder planner or whatever, I'd usually make them a bit bigger, like maybe 1.5 centimetres or something like that. But because these sort of stick outside the cover, I didn't want them sticking out too far, so 1 centimetre seemed to be okay. So basically, you're going to want to measure 15.8 centimetres instead of the 14.8. So basically get it lined up, make your mark. I'm just going to flip this round, it's a bit easier than stretching over the table. So I'll just have to remember to measure it from this side and again make the mark. So line it up in the trimmer. And there we go. That's scrap paper. So now we've got, okay, so I'm not having a great deal of luck today because I've had visitors twice today and yeah, so my lighting's changed. I'm under lights now. I've lost daylight, so I'm hoping that it still looks okay. So we've got our two pieces that are the same size as the regular piece of paper, so they're our covers. And then we've got the 3 pieces that are 1 centimetre wider. I did actually measure these earlier, but the footage didn't turn out as well. So you get the idea though. Basically, I've lined them up on the grid map. And I've done a line at 7 centimetres down and then 1 centimetre across. So that's the first tab. Because the paper's 21 centimetres wide, I've done them 7 centimetres each tab for 3 tabs. So this second tab has been measured at 7 and 1 from the bottom. So I like to have my tabs get longer as they go along, especially because they are going to be hanging out the edge like this. They're going to be more sturdy. Instead of having just one tab that can be bent easy, they'll, you know, one little tab, they're going to get longer, so they should be fairly strong. So, and then obviously the last one, you don't need to tab at all because it's, yeah, solid. So really now we've just got to cut out our tabs. There we go. So we have our tabs cut. This is the point where you can round your corners if you like, which is what I'm going to do. So this last one's easy because you can just round each corner. These ones become a little bit trickier. We can round the top ones. And this one. And then all I do for this bit, because you can't get the, obviously you can't get the corner rounder in there, I just flip the other one over and trace around it with pencil. Oh, it's not great, but it'll do. And then just use your scissors to cut it out. Like that. Obviously then you want to erase your messy pencil lines. This one I knew. This one's actually easier to trace on the other side, like I did with the other one, because it's hard to get your scissors in the other way. And now I've got little bugs flying around because I'm on under lights. Don't mind me. I do live in Queensland and there is bugs everywhere. Neaten all your lines up, get rid of all your pencil. Okay, so we've got our 3 dividers plus our covers. So this is the point where you want to pick your papers. I've picked out my 4 papers. So basically you'll need 1 piece of paper for the front and back cover, and then 3 different pieces for your inside covers. The pieces I've picked, these are the pieces I've picked. So I've got little teardrops there, the really cute llamas or alpacas, who knows what they are, some birdies and some flowers. So I think they'll look quite nice together. I've decided I'm going to use this teardrop as the front and back cover just because it's a bit plainer. Obviously now we've got to cut them to size. I like to leave a little border around. I'll show you these ones again. As you can see, I've got a border. All I did was cut the pattern paper 5mm shorter on both the width and the height. So if we want it 21, if it's 21 centimeters high, we're going to cut it at 20.5. So I'll measure that. And I'll have to use my bigger paper trimmer because this paper's too wide for the little one. So what I'll do is I'll mark them out and then I'll just cut them off screen. So you should actually be able to get the front and back cover from the one piece. And with the extra ones, you'll just have extra paper left, which can make nice dividers or something for another planner or whatever else. So what I'll do is I'll keep marking them and then I'll come back. Okay, so now all my pieces have been cut to 20.5 centimeters high. Now we've got to go widthwise. So it was 14.8, so we want to take off 5 mils, which will be 14.3, just to be a pain. What I'll do is, because I want two at 14.3 of this one, I'll just move to my mark and then make another 14.3, and I'll just flip it around and do the same thing because I can use my small paper trimmer again now. Okay, so I'll cut one just to show you, and then I'll probably do the rest off camera. There we have our front and back cover. I'll just show you what they look like on top of the card. See, as you can see, it just leaves a nice little border around it. It's obviously not very noticeable with a white pattern paper, but with the colours it's going to look nice. So what I'll do is I'll just mark the other 3 and cut them, and then I'll be back. Okay, so they're all cut to size now. So next step is to stick them on. So this is where you can either use your glue stick or your tape runner. Because they're being laminated, you don't really have to be, you know, really pedantic about sticking them down. I basically just do one little line of glue, just like that. Now these ones are obviously our front and back covers, so basically you just need to eyeball it and try and get them fairly centered. They might not be cut exactly straight because I don't know why, but my paper trimmers always, I don't know, they're just never been quite right. Might have to buy, you know, a bit more expensive one and see if they're better. But anyway, so that's the front cover. We can do the back cover now. Now these ones don't matter because the pattern's pretty, like it doesn't matter which way it goes sort of thing. But with the first one that I did, which I'll show you in a second. Oh, there we go. Yep, not bad. You just need to be a bit mindful of your placement because, of course, one goes this way and then the other one goes that way. So, and this one's got writing, so I had to make sure it was the right way. But, yeah, that's just a bit of trial and error depending on what pattern paper you're using, obviously. So, we've got our front and back covers. Now, with the dividers, I think I might have the... which one do I want first? Might go the llamas first, and then I'll do the flowers in between, and then the birds. So there's your dividers. I'm pretty happy with them. I think they look alright. So the next step now is, if you want to do some more decorating, if you want to put some quotes or some ephemera, I don't know, whatever else you want to put in there, now would be the time, because we're going to laminate. Also, if you want to write titles on your tabs, this is also the time to do it. I usually don't write anything on my tabs because that kind of limits me, and it means they can only be used for the one thing, and I like to change my mind a lot. So and when they're laminated, you can write on them with permanent texture or whatever, and you always use nail polish remover or something to remove them, or if you've got a label maker, you can use that as well. So that's just the way I like to do them. So I'll just get my laminator organised and I'll be back. Okay, so laminator's all heated up, ready to go. So I've put them all in their pouches. This is sort of wasteful, but it's really pretty important to get a good seal that you put just one in at a time. If you want to use the bottom, you could always stick in some journaling cards or something else you want to laminate. This might be the time too to make your page marker, but I'm just going to do the covers at the moment. So just get started and put them through. Point to note as well, if they haven't made a really great seal, you can always flip them over the other way and then put them through again, which is what I usually like to do. Okay, so that's it. That looks like it's sealed pretty well. What I'll do is I'll pause the video and I'll be back when they're all laminated. Okay, so we're done. We've got them all laminated. All looking nice and shiny and glary against the light, so my apologies about that. So now we just need to cut them out, which if you have a paper trimmer, as I said, it makes life a whole lot easier, but it can just as easily be done with scissors too. So the trick is, you obviously don't want to cut where the air bubble is, so otherwise your pouches are your lamination is likely to come apart. Now, because we've left a lip of card, it's probably, it should stay together fairly well, but probably safer just to leave a little border. You probably can't see that well with the glare, but I've probably left maybe 2 or 3 mils, and then we just trim it off. And yeah, just like that. So we'll just continue. This one, where the tab is, you can actually cut it off at the tab. And then you can also trim up to the tab. And went a little bit too far, but never mind. And then obviously you're going to have to use your scissors to trim the rest out. The top layer where the sealed edge is usually just needs a tiny bit trimmed off. Not too much, just like a slither. That's a really technical term for it. Maybe a mil, I suppose. There we go. So the only thing we really need to do now is just trim round it just a little bit, just so they're not too sharp. Like so. I'll continue cutting them all out and I'll be back. Okay guys, we're on the home stretch now. They're all cut out, ready to be punched. Get them in order. Okay, so this is where you'll need your binder clip and the piece of paper that you took out. So what we want to do is line the paper up with the paper inside the laminate. You don't want to line it up with the edges of the laminate, otherwise it'll stick out too far and you'll see the paper on the inside, which is not really a problem, but it doesn't look as nice, I don't think. So basically we line the paper up and clip either side. This just helps it to not slip around while we're punching. So you get your hole punch, take the back off, bottom off, makes life easier, and then hold it upside down, get it lined up like that, and punch. And again. And again. And obviously just keep going. So there is our front cover all punched. The only thing I'll say is that you need to remember with your back cover to have it reversed. So you don't want to punch holes on this side, otherwise you're going to have upside down drops. So that's the only thing I would remind you to do. So basically now, don't need that paper anymore, you can just use the cover, clip them together so they don't slip. And then obviously continue. So you don't need to see me punch them all, so I'll pause the video and I'll be back when they're all punched. Okay guys, they're all punched now. So here we go, we've got the front cover, first divider, second divider, third divider, and back cover. Now, so that we can actually get them into the notebook, we need to cut little slits in each hole. Now the only one that won't be cut is the front cover, because that one can just get threaded on, so you can put that aside. But every other one needs little cuts just like that in each hole. So there we go, just like that. I'll pause the video, I'll slit them all, and then I'll be back. Okay, so they've all been slit now, bar the front cover, like I said. So now we can bring back in the guts of the notebook. So this is actually the back, that's the front. So basically the way that these are bound is they'll go from the last page to the front, then the front cover, and then the back cover. So what we'll do first is we'll put this first page that we took out, because there's nothing wrong with it. Okay, finally, there we go. It's not usually that hard. Okay, so this is the front of our book. So this is where we want to put our front cover. So hopefully this one will go in a bit easier because it is card. And it should be a lot easier for you if you don't have to, you know, if you can have it closer to you. It's just me trying to keep it in shot makes it a bit tricky. So now we want the front cover, which we've still got our sticker on there so we know which is what. Like that. And then, last but not least, we want the back cover. Now, you might be thinking, why do we have to split this one? We could just thread this one in first. The reason being is this little, the U shape that sort of holds it all together, if this sits on top of that, it actually makes the cover stick out a bit and it doesn't look as good. That's what I did with the first one. So unless you want to unthread every paper and put this one on first, which is just way too much effort, it's a lot easier just to slit it. And the thing is, you wouldn't even notice it anyway. So there we go. Right, so now what we need to do is squeeze all these together again, tighten them all up. Okay guys, so this has been an exceptionally long video and my phone just cut out, so hopefully this is the last of it. So we got to the part where we were squeezing all these in to tighten them up so the covers don't pop back out. Okay, that looks pretty good. So now we can flip it round. I'll take the sticker off. Hopefully it will come off cleanly. Okay, so now we can put the back cover on. So we want to make sure that we clip it in underneath this U-bit. So there, it's looking much better already. So now you just need to figure out where you want to put your dividers. I'm just going to roughly separate it into 3 lots. Actually 4, because there'll be 3 in between each one. As you can see, they clip in pretty easy, so you can actually add in little V's if you want to make them go in a bit easier, but I like them like this because they're nice and tight and you can't really see the slits even, so they look like they were always there. So now that's where we're at. So with the card, it looks like it's pretty thick. As you can see, this wants to pop up. So I don't think putting in a today page marker will work. So another option is you can put some ribbon, hang some ribbon from here and use that as bookmarks. But as you can see, that's pretty good. So now we just need to add in our book plate, which I might use one of these Kmart ones. I just like to I sort of line it up with the mat and then stand for this. Sort of line the ruler up roughly so you can get it nice and straight. I'm not sure if that's very straight. It's a bit hard to see from the angle I'm at. Probably not quite. About there. So I think these are, what are they, roughly 7 centimeters. So we'll probably want 4 centimeters each side. So about there looks good. Yeah, not too bad. And then you just push it down. And I put it on upside down. There had to be one more stuff up. Honestly, what a video. If it wasn't such hard work doing it all, I'd redo it, but I'm not going to because it'll be okay. I'm sure you guys will forgive me. Yep, that looks pretty good. Here we go, all finished. It's got its book plate, looking very pretty. I'll just flick through quickly and show you. See, as a note, it doesn't want to turn that great. So I'm thinking the cardstock probably wasn't the best idea. Might still be best to stick to paper. Yeah, otherwise you could always take out some of the pages too, if you're happy to do that, but either way it still works. So there's our cover, there's our first divider with the really cute llamas, second divider with the pretty flowers, and then last but not least the birds, which are also super cute. And that's it, back cover, and there we go. I'll put the bigger one side by side. So I'm really happy with them. Honestly, I think they're much more inspiring to write in than this plain old thing. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this project. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If not, that's cool too. If you want to see more, please subscribe. If you have any ideas of further projects, yeah, feel free to leave them in the comments. I really love getting comments, and I just want to take this opportunity to thank every one of you that's already subscribed and commented, and you know, I'm so grateful. I'm really enjoying this, and yeah, I'm really grateful for all your support. So thanks very much. Until next time, I'll see you later. Bye.